are like those are really close to each other.
Yeah. Like, it's not something you're going to run into a lot, but, Kevin, I need you to weigh in on something.
Okay.
What do you think is more censor-worthy? Like, would be more... Or are they about the same? Because I think they're pretty close to the same. I'm trying to decide which one went out.
Wait.
If this was on TV,
Okay.
like something need to be censored. Like, you don't show dicks on TV. That doesn't happen. It's
Okay.
happening more a little bit. But, okay. A normal scrotum. Balls and all. A ball sack. Or
Yeah.
a scrotum that has had the balls removed. Which is, so it's just a hangy little dice bag of skin. Little skin flap.
I think...
I'm gonna say the balls just because.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards balls because that's more like broad reaching, like everyone can look at it and be like, that's a ball sack.
Well, see, that's
like,
kind of why I'm
as
leaning the
opposed
other
to-
way.
If you take the balls out, you're like, it's not really recognizable. Like, just from like if I was a TV programmer,
Yeah.
you know, you take out the cuss words and stuff that are most recognizable, so they make their way around saying the same thing in a different way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine did that on the earlier seasons where they had different words for having sex and stuff.
Yeah, and then Good
So
Place gets around it by
Yeah,
having to be a mechanic of the show is that you can't curse where they are.
yeah, but it's still understood what it is.
Yeah. The meaning is still derived.
So I would lean towards, just in terms of how censoring is done, I would lean towards censoring just a regular nutsack, because people would be like, that's a nutsack, instead of being like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Okay.
dangling from their groin.
I like to think of it as like a little bit of wind moving through.
Oh.
Well, and it wouldn't be like
So
the
you're
point of the
talking
shot.
like
This
you're
isn't
talking like straight up chicken, like
well, this
chicken
isn't-
neck
No,
thing.
not really. The real thing was like not a trauma film, but just like the fact that dicks are now being shown in like Game of Thrones and stuff more often. They're not the focus of the shot. It's just, oh, that's a dick in the background. It's just like, what if in
Or
the
Future
background
Man.
you were like, wait a minute, that's not a. What's wrong with the balls? What's going on with those balls?
where are
And
the
it's
where are
just
the
like,
testes?
You would like if you didn't censor that.
I mean,
Like, would that be more
I guess,
of an event?
you know, they show in Game of Thrones, they show Theon Greyjoy's penis, like
I
full
don't think
on.
they ever showed Theon's penis.
They
didn't
not?
start showing dick till like season 5.
Okay, well then they didn't show his penis, but they did show him eating his penis.
That was a sausage, Kevin.
or like feeding it to the dogs or something.
No, they didn't. It was in a box apparently. They didn't show it, and then after it was cut off, Ramsay was eating a sausage, and being like, "Oh
like-
no, you don't think?" And then he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. It's not really." But no, they have shown they've shown dick. There's been prostitutes like lying around, walking around with their dicks out.
Yeah.
And there was, I think, one point where some
I just
dude
feel
was
like I've
making fun of
seen those
Cersei
shit.
in the street, and then later on the mountain just came up and crushed his head while he was peeing on a wall, and you could see the dick at that point.
Yeah. I just feel like I've seen a show where I saw their penis and then they got it cut off and they didn't show his cut off area. You know?
I don't know. I know
I-
that
but-
what was it?
You're thinking Future Man, where they vacuum packaged it and handed it.
They did hand a
to-
dick in a bag back to somebody
Yeah.
that showed it there.
That was a huge fucking dick. God, that thing was
Dick, you
an
cock
elephant.
All right.
You're goddamn right, I cock
I
look.
think the what we can come to, the agreement we can come to is that more censor worthy, well maybe not more offensive, but more censor worthy is indeed a normal human scrotum. Balls and all.
Yeah.
Cool. Glad we
Yeah.
could reach this agreement.